Hello guys, let's begin. Today I will explain how you can create a pipeline with a data factory. So basically in this demo I will help you to load a CSV data in this Azure SQL Server databases. So let's start. Let me log in Azure portals. So you can see I already logged in Azure portal. Okay. So I'm here. So let me search data factories. So in data factory, I want to create a ADF, Azure Data Factory, to load CSV data into the SQL Server databases. So let's click on create and you have to pass here resource groups I already created, and I want to pass ADF01. I want to create, so it's a demo. So let me brief you first. What is our demo? Like what is our agenda for today? So you can see it's I have one like storage accounts. In a storage account, I already created one container. And inside container I already placed one CSV file implied. Okay, so let me show you which type of data hold by this. So you can see it's a preview if you want to see it. So implied data is there, imply number, imply name, and shift. So basically what is the target here? I want to load this data into the SQL servers. So let me show you. This is our source server. Source you can say CSV, and this CSV I want to load into the Azure SQL Server SQL instance. So let me click home and database. Let me search some SQL database is there. I already created one instance. Sales DB I created. Okay. In this database, you can see here. Let me expand a query editor. And I want to enter some password of this SQL instance. Let me connect here. It's loading. Login. Basically I created one login. AC admin I created here. So let's wait. What is happening? Login is in process. You can see it's a database. I think it's loading. So let me discard. Maybe it's taking long time expected. So you have to click on query editor and SQL authentication user I created. So let me pass password. So basically I want to click connect sales databases, and I want to show you some tables structure I already designs. I don't know why it's taking long time, so let's wait for sometimes, or let me open another portals windows. Same databases we have to expand. I have one databases and query editors. Let me try. Or meanwhile we can check. It's loading. I don't know what is happening. So let me try to connect. I don't know why it's taking long time. We are not able to connect. Yes, now it's working. So let me close this tab because one session already logged in. So let me expand the tables. So basically I already created some table. It's called implies. Let me execute this one. Meanwhile, I already expanded. It's only one table is there. No row record, no row available here. Let me expand how many attributes in this table. So imply number, name, salary, and created date. So basically, in our, let me open another tab so that I show you source and target both same times. So storage account, you have to click here. This storage account, I have one container. So container I already created. So click on the container. In this one, we got one CSV I created. So you can see. Let me show you, so that you got to know like data available data details. So it's imply number, imply name, and salary is there. This is a source CSV file, and I already created one table. It's imply number, ename, salary, but created date is not there. So basically, in a Azure Data Factory, I will take like a derived column to collect a system date, and that date will insert in this column like I created it. Okay, so basically source file is this file available on the like Azure storage. You can see Azure container. It's a storage account I kept. And second, I have one SQL instance, and I already created one table. It's blank, so no data available. You can see. So it's blank table I created, and this table holding up four attributes. Four attributes. So you can say three attribute value will get from the CSV file one. Like I can say it's a I will calculate or will capture from the derived columns. So let me create a it's a data factory first. So this is the data factory, and if you are not able to see, then you have to search here data factory. So in data factory you have to click, and next step to create a data factory here. So simply you have to pass your data factory group resource group and data factory name. So I want to put demo area 01. I think it's and next, what is our target? Azure, I don't want to configure Git. So basically we don't want versioning. So just I will configure later. So let me skip this one and preview. So it's a review done. It's validation pass. So let me create for now. So basically I'm creating it's Azure Data Factory. Okay, go to resource. So I think it's already created. Okay, let me close this one. So Azure Data Factory Studio, you have to click. So in Data Factory, we have a main component, like if you know like SSIS, so same thing we have to follow. So let me click here. Authors tab is there. So author tab you have to click here. And next, I want to create a data set. It means I want to create a data source. So first data source I want to create, it's a storage account. We can say a blob storage. So I'm taking this one. Continue. and we have a CSV file. So I'm selecting this one, CSV delimited, and click on continue. So this, like a dataset name, I'm putting source underscore, it's a CSV. Okay, and now you have to create a link service. So click here. Okay, so you have a free subscription. I have to select this one, and in this free subscription I already created one a storage account. Let's just do the storage. Okay, create here. So I'm creating a link, and here you have to select your file. So basically you got a list like your browser storage. Simply click here, then implies CSV is here. So you have to select and hit OK button and click here. Okay, and first row as a header I have to treat, because in a CSV file, first row I created as a header. Okay, so you have to check here first row as a header and press OK. Okay, so I have done. So let me preview what is your aim here. So basically source CSV is created. Next, this is a source, and next we have to create a target. So let me create, right click and new dataset. And new dataset should be SQL and Azure SQL databases. Let me continue here, and I'm going to say SQL Azure SQL. It's a target. So it's a target Azure SQL. Okay. Link, you have to click new link, and same thing, you have to follow free service, and server, it's a node 0. For this information, how you can follow this, how you got this information. So in server databases, you have to click here. So you got here, it's a server name is a node database window.net. So basically we are getting here node 01. So it's a SQL instance server details. Okay, and in this server I created a sales DB. So simply you have to select sales DB. Authentication, SQL authentication, we know this, and account name is SAAD. I created, and let me put passwords. Okay, test connection for now. Yeah, test is succeed. Create. Okay, it's created. Never to see it, and you have to select your table, imply table. Okay. So target Azure SQL we have done. It's a source and connection. In SSIS, it's a connection manager. In connection manager, we are creating a source and target connection. Same thing like this. Next step, we have to create a data flow. Same thing. It's a, you can say it's the same thing happen for SSIS. So let me create a new data flow. Okay. And here I have to add source. So add source, and my source is CSV. So let me rename this data flow CSV to SQL Azure SQL. Okay, let me, and I have to select your data set, is your source, select here. And next, it's a 3 columns. We already checked in this table. 3 tables, 3 columns are there. So query editor will get the same information. Let me log in. So you can see now we have a 3 attribute. It's 3 columns in a source side. Basically, I'm showing here target. So let me show you source. Basically, our source data in an Azure blob storage. So let's span. You've got a container. In container, imply CSV file is there, and if we can edit, you've got 3 columns at the imply number, name, and address. Okay. So basically, this is a source. That's why it's showing 3 columns. So next, I want to add a new column. It's created it. So I want to go. Let me click on plus sign, and here is derive columns. So in derive columns, I want here create date. Okay. Let me put you same thing here. Create date. Create date in the description, nothing else. In expression, let me minimize this one. Operation, basically we have to open an expression builder here, and column name create data you set. Okay, expression I want to fetch your system date. Let me search some date, or you can say UTC date. So current UTC date you got is this function. Save and finish. So now we have 4 columns, and 4 columns we have to insert into the target SQL. So now what is the target? We have to add here sync. So basically I have to click here, check in sync. You can say it's a source and this is a sync. So sync, we have to select our data set. It's a target Azure SQL data set. Okay, and you have to click mapping. So auto mapping, let me remove this, because initially when we are putting a data, those data in a string data type. So let me in mapping, and manually we have to map. So let me go here, the schema. You can see if I want to clear an import from the store, you got all the columns. Let me come here and same thing, the schema, import and clear. So basically it got updated columns attribute tables. Now what is target? In data flow we have to go and select this one, control. In the mapping you have to select which data type, imply into the imply columns, even name, and salary, the salary columns, and create a data. So I think this is right. Next step, I have to create a pipeline. So in this build, it's something like a package. So let me create a new pipeline here. So pipeline name CSV to Azure SQL. Okay. And simply have to drag and drop your data flow. Okay. And same thing like your data flow. If you click here, you directly get into the like a field in data flow you move. So let me open a pipeline and start debug. We have to enable here data flow debug. Okay. And now you can debug. So let me debug. So you can see here. So you can see, let me collapse in progress. You can refresh and you got it's working. It's in progress. Data is trying to insert into the target. So you can see here. So in progress, the still in progress. Refresh once again. It's in progress. Okay. So let's wait till completion. So pipeline isn't running, and now its status is in progress. Let me refresh once again. Yeah, it succeeded. Okay. So let me check our databases, SQL Server databases. Same thing. So let me expand this one. Perhaps then let me write a statement. Select a star from in live. Execute this. So you already know only 2 records are there. So let me say check. It's 2 record inserted or not, along with some date, UTC time is also important. Let me try to re-execute it. Basically we've got 4 records after execution. Okay, let me debug once again. And in progress once again. So this time after completion you will get 4 record in this thing. Let me refresh once again. Yeah, it's done. You can see it's inserted. So let me check once again our query. So now we got only 2 records. And if you run, we got 4 records. We got 2. Okay. So next, let me schedule. Let me give you some like hierarchical triggers. So let me schedule this job every 5 minutes. So what we have to do, we have one icon. It's called add triggers. So for the before add a trigger or schedule, you have to publish. So let me click publish here. So you got to know we have one data flow, 2 source, CSV source and SQL source, and 1 pipeline. So let me publish this. So publishing is in progress. Next step, what I want to do, I want to schedule this job for every 5 minutes. So let me click on add trigger, new, and let me create a new schedule. It's every 5 minutes. Okay. And here is a frequency every 15 minutes. I have to change it every 5 minutes. I don't want to execute after, like when we are creating. I want to execute after 5 minutes. So let me click OK. Okay. So no parameter. So basically, make sure publish trigger to be activated after clicking. So let me click OK. So I already published, and one trigger is already created. Okay. So basically now you have a good idea to use Azure Data Factory, importing a CSV file into the SQL Server. Okay. So let me finish this one. I have